What does it mean to truly focus? Is it just about concentrating on a task, or is there something deeper, a force that can shape your entire existence? In a world drowning in distractions where everyone wants everything but no one seems willing to pay the price, focus has become the rarest commodity. Yet history's greatest minds, from Marcus Aurelius to modern titans of industry, have all shared one thing in common: an unshakable ability to direct their energy toward what matters most. And guess what? You can do the same. In this video, we're going to explore how Stoic philosophy, the ancient art of mastering yourself, can teach you to harness the power of focus and achieve everything you desire. Forget passion. Forget fleeting motivation. Those are for amateurs. We'll uncover why true success doesn't come from chasing external validation or succumbing to uncontrollable emotions. Instead, it comes from within, from aligning your actions with what you can control and ignoring the rest. By the end of this journey, you'll understand not only what focus is, but also how to wield it as a weapon against mediocrity. We'll start by diving into the roots of Stoicism, breaking down its timeless principles and showing how they apply to your life today. Then we'll strip away the noise and reveal the core mechanics of focus, how it works, why it's so powerful, and how you've been sabotaging yourself without even realizing it. Finally, I'll give you actionable tools to take control of your mind, eliminate distractions, and build habits that will propel you forward. But here's the catch: none of this will work unless you're ready to stop making excuses and start owning your reality. Are you prepared to step up and claim what's yours? Let's find out. To understand the true power of focus, we must first go back to where it all began: ancient Rome. Picture this: a man named Marcus Aurelius, emperor of one of the largest empires in history, sitting in his tent after a long day of battle. He wasn't writing letters or strategizing war plans. No, he was reflecting on life itself. His writings, now known as the Meditations, reveal a mind consumed not by external chaos, but by internal discipline. Marcus understood something most people today fail to grasp: that no matter how unpredictable the world may seem, your ability to control your thoughts and actions is absolute. This is the essence of Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us to divide the world into two categories: what we can control and what we cannot. Sounds simple, right? But think about how much time you waste worrying about things outside your influence. The economy, other people's opinions, traffic jams. You could spend years obsessing over these, yet none of them will ever bend to your will. The Stoics knew better than to waste energy on such trivialities. They focused instead on their own behavior, their judgments, and their reactions. By doing so, they achieved a level of clarity and purpose that modern society has largely forgotten. Now let's bring this philosophy into the present. Imagine waking up every morning with a crystal clear vision of what needs to be done. No distractions, no second guessing, just pure unrelenting focus on the task at hand. This isn't some mythical superpower reserved for geniuses or prodigies. It's available to anyone willing to put in the work. But here's the problem: focus has become a victim of modernity. Social media, endless notifications, and the constant pressure to multitask have turned our attention spans into shattered glass. We live in an age where people scroll through hours of content without retaining anything meaningful. Is it any wonder so many feel stuck? The truth is, focus isn't just about productivity, it's about freedom. Freedom from the noise, freedom from self-doubt, and freedom from the chains of external validation. When you master focus, you take back control of your life. You stop being reactive and start being intentional. Every decision, every action becomes a step towards something greater. And while the world around you spins out of control, you remain steady, grounded, and unstoppable. But mastering focus isn't easy. It requires sacrifice. It demands that you say no to things that don't serve your purpose. It forces you to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself. Are you ready to face those truths? Because if you're serious about achieving everything you desire, then understanding the roots of Stoic philosophy is only the beginning. Next, we'll break down exactly how focus operates within this framework and why it's the key to unlocking your potential. Let's get one thing straight. Focus is not just about staring at a screen or grinding through tasks until your eyes bleed. Real focus is a state of mind. It's the ability to channel your energy into what truly matters while ignoring everything else. Think of it like a laser. A regular light bulb scatters energy in all directions, wasting most of it. But a laser concentrates that same energy into a single powerful beam capable of cutting through steel. That's what focus does for you. It transforms scattered effort into unstoppable momentum. Now, here's where Stoicism comes in. The Stoics believe that life's challenges are inevitable, but suffering is optional. What determines whether you thrive or crumble isn't the situation itself, it's how you respond. Focus, in this sense, becomes your first line of defense against chaos. When you train yourself to concentrate only on what you can control, you strip away the noise and create space for action. This isn't some abstract idea. It's a practical skill you can develop. Imagine standing in a crowded marketplace. Voices shout from every direction. Vendors hawking goods, children laughing, carts rolling past. If you try to listen to everything, you'll be overwhelmed. But if you tune out the distractions and zero in on one voice, suddenly clarity emerges. That's what focus feels like. And once you experience it, there's no going back. So how do you cultivate this kind of focus? Start by understanding its enemy. Desire. Not all desire, of course. Ambition drives progress. But unchecked desires, especially those tied to external validation, will destroy your ability to focus. Wanting fame, wealth, or approval might seem motivating, but these cravings pull your attention outward, leaving you vulnerable to distraction. The Stoics called this enslavement to externals. They argued that true freedom comes from detaching yourself from outcomes and focusing instead on the process. Here's an analogy. Think of a farmer planting seeds. He doesn't sit around obsessing over when the crops will grow or whether they'll sell for a high price. He focuses on what he can control, preparing the soil, watering the plants, and protecting them from pests. The harvest will come in time, but his job is to tend to the work, not the result. This mindset shifts your perspective. Instead of chasing results, you immerse yourself in the daily grind. You show up, put in the effort, and trust the process. But don't mistake this for passivity. Stoic focus is anything but lazy. It's relentless. It demands that you push through discomfort, silence your inner critic, and stay committed even when progress feels slow. Why? Because success isn't given to those who wait. It's earned by those who persist. Now let me leave you with a question. If focus is the key to achieving everything you desire, why do so few people master it? Is it because they lack the tools? Or is it something deeper, a fear of what might happen if they actually succeed? In the next section, we'll dive even further into the mechanics of focus, uncovering little-known insights that will reshape how you approach your goals. Let's talk about the invisible force that derails focus, resistance. You've felt it before, the nagging voice in your head telling you to quit, to procrastinate, to settle for less. Resistance is the ultimate enemy of progress, and it thrives on distraction. Social media, comfort zones, toxic relationships, all of these are breeding grounds for resistance. But here's the truth. Resistance isn't something you can eliminate. It's part of being human. The real battle lies in how you respond to it. Stoicism offers a powerful framework for overcoming resistance. One of its core teachings is the concept of amor fati, the love of fate. This doesn't mean resigning yourself to mediocrity or accepting failure. Quite the opposite. Amor fati is about embracing everything life throws at you, both good and bad, as opportunities to grow stronger. When resistance shows up, instead of fighting it or running from it, you lean into it. You say, "Bring it on, I'm ready." This shift in mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Here's an example. Imagine you're working on a project that requires intense concentration. Suddenly, a wave of self-doubt hits. What if this isn't good enough? What if people judge me? Most people would stop right there, paralyzed by fear, but someone who practices Stoic focus would recognize those thoughts for what they are, noise, and refocus on the task at hand. They wouldn't waste energy battling their emotions. They'd simply acknowledge them and move forward. This ability to detach from internal chaos is what separates achievers from dreamers. Now let's delve deeper into the mechanics of focus itself. Neuroscience reveals that the brain operates in two modes: default mode and focused mode. Default mode is where most people spend their time daydreaming, worrying, scrolling through endless feeds. Focused mode, on the other hand, activates when you engage in deep, deliberate work. The problem? Switching between these modes constantly drains your mental energy. That's why multitasking is a myth. It fractures your attention and leaves you exhausted. The Stoics understood this principle long before modern science confirmed it. They practiced what we now call deep work, dedicating uninterrupted blocks of time to meaningful tasks. Seneca, one of history's greatest Stoics, often wrote letters to friends advising them to set aside hours each day for reflection and study. He knew that true growth happens not in bursts of activity, but in sustained effort over time. But here's the kicker. Focus isn't just about productivity, it's about presence. When you fully immerse yourself in the moment, you tap into a state of flow where time seems to disappear and every action feels effortless. Athletes call it being in the zone. Artists describe it as losing themselves in their craft. Whatever you call it, flow is the ultimate expression of focus, and it's accessible to anyone willing to commit. So how do you trigger this state more often? Start small. Eliminate distractions by creating an environment conducive to concentration. Turn off notifications, set clear boundaries with others, and perhaps most importantly, define your purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? When your why is strong enough, distractions lose their power. Still, even with all these tools, challenges will arise. Self-discipline wavers. Doubts creep in. Progress stalls. But remember this: every great achievement was born out of struggle. The Stoics didn't promise an easy path, they promised a fulfilling one. And fulfillment comes not from avoiding pain, but from enduring it with grace and determination. As we transition into practical techniques, ask yourself this: are you willing to embrace discomfort and push past resistance? Because the next section will equip you with actionable strategies to turn theory into practice and transform your life in the process. All right, enough theory, let's get into the trenches. You now understand the principles of Stoic focus and why it's so powerful, but knowledge without action is useless. So, how do you take these ideas and make them work for you? Here are 3 concrete techniques to help you master focus and start achieving what you desire. The daily focus ritual. Every morning before the world demands your attention, spend 10 minutes defining your top priority for the day. Not singular priorities. What's the one thing that will move you closer to your goals? Write it down. Make it specific. Then commit to completing it before anything else. This isn't just a productivity hack. It's a mental exercise in cutting through noise. By identifying your single most important task, you train your brain to ignore distractions and stay aligned with your purpose. If you can't decide what matters most, ask yourself this: if I only accomplish one thing today, what would make me proud? The 90-minute deep work block. Science shows that the brain can maintain peak focus for roughly 90 minutes before needing rest. Use this to your advantage. Set aside a block of uninterrupted time each day with no phone, no emails, no interruptions, and dedicate it entirely to deep work. Start small if needed, but aim to build up to the full 90 minutes. During this time, immerse yourself completely in the task at hand. If you're writing, write. If you're coding, code. Treat this block as sacred, and when the timer goes off, step away and recharge. Repeat this process throughout the day, and watch your output skyrocket. The evening reflection practice. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes to reflect. Ask yourself 3 questions. What did I accomplish today? Where did I lose focus? How can I improve tomorrow? This isn't about beating yourself up over mistakes. It's about learning. By reviewing your day objectively, you identify patterns of distraction and adjust accordingly. Over time, this habit builds self-awareness, which is the foundation of discipline. Now let's address the elephant in the room: obstacles. Even with these tools, challenges will arise. Maybe you'll feel overwhelmed. Maybe life will throw curveballs that disrupt your routine. When this happens, don't panic. Remember the Stoic principle of amor fati. Instead of resisting setbacks, embrace them as opportunities to grow stronger. Ask yourself, what can I control right now? Focus on that and let everything else fall away. One common pitfall is perfectionism. Many people avoid starting tasks because they fear they won't execute them flawlessly. Here's the truth. Done is better than perfect. Progress requires momentum, and momentum comes from action, not endless planning. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Trust the process. Over time, consistency will outperform perfection every time. Another challenge is external validation. It's easy to get sidetracked by likes, comments, or approval from others. But here's the reality. No one cares as much about your success as you do. Stop seeking applause and start focusing on results. Measure your progress not by how many people notice, but by how far you've come since yesterday. Finally, remember that focus is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first, staying disciplined might feel unnatural. You'll crave distractions. You'll want to quit, but push through. With each act of focused effort, you build resilience. And soon, what once felt impossible becomes second nature. These strategies aren't magic pills. They require effort, but they work. They've been tested by centuries of Stoic thinkers and modern achievers alike. The question is, will you put them into practice? Because knowing isn't enough. Doing is where transformation begins. Let's circle back to the question we started with. What does it mean to truly focus? By now you know the answer. Focus isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about cutting through the noise, mastering your mind, and channeling your energy into what truly matters. It's about embracing discomfort, staying disciplined, and trusting the process, even when progress feels slow. And most importantly, it's about taking control of your life instead of letting external forces dictate your path. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable, but they also knew this. While we can't control everything, we can always control how we respond. That's where true power lies. When you master focus, you reclaim that power. You stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your destiny. Everything you desire, success, fulfillment, peace of mind is within reach, but only if you're willing to pay the price. And the price is simple: relentless, unwavering focus. So here's my challenge to you. Starting today, commit to one small change. Eliminate one distraction, set one clear goal, dedicate one block of time to deep work. Then, tomorrow, do it again. Over time, these small actions will compound into extraordinary results, but don't wait for motivation to strike. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is eternal. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Use that power. Harness it. Let it guide you toward the life you were meant to live. Because in the end, focus isn't just a tool, it's a way of being, a way of rising above chaos and creating order out of disorder, a way of achieving not just what you want, but who you're meant to become. Now I leave you with this thought. If you could focus on one thing right now that would change your life forever, what would it be? Don't let the question linger. Act. On it. Start today. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe for more insights into Stoicism and personal mastery, because the journey doesn't end here, it's just beginning.